What's going on, everybody? How you doing? In today's video, this is Good Cover, Bad Cover. And we are doing the song Scarlet Begonias. Wow. Grateful Dead. And the cover is by Sublime. Sublime is a band that I've played a bunch of songs before because I lived in Southern California for a long time, and every region has their, when I lived in Boston, you gotta play Dirty Water. Right, there's certain things that you gotta play, and when I lived in Southern California, among them was Sublime, and I never was into Sublime growing up. I just wasn't into it. They're okay. I saw Sublime with Rome. They're fine. I get why people would be into them, but I'm kind of whatever. But then I saw that they covered Scarlet Begonias, and I'm like, okay, good cover, bad cover. Let's check it out. So first we're doing the classic From the Mars Hotel 1974. Oh, that's a great year. 1974, amazing. This bass is 1974. Okay, anyways. 4 of the songs from the album remained in live rotation throughout the band's existence. Scarlet Begonias in particular became an extended jam highlight. Many of the Garcia Hunter songs had been played live for up to a year or more. However, Scarlet Begonias had been introduced only in the month prior to recording. As previously, the band felt stifled by studio confines. Commenting later about the sessions, drummer Bill Krautzman said, "The studio felt contrived. It couldn't offer the freedom of playing something live nor the satisfaction." It's very interesting. Why don't you just go in there and just play? Like, don't worry about time. I mean, I guess I understand, but I don't know. You could not make it that. You could just make it like a jam session that happens to be recorded, right? And just take the best of the recordings. I don't see why you couldn't just do that. But I mean, I overall get it. But to me, that's like the energy that you bring into it. But if you're bringing in this energy of like, oh, we need to like go in and do it this way or whatever, then it's like, then that's what it's gonna be. Anyway, so that's interesting. Okay, we're gonna check out their version, Grateful Dead, From the Mars Hotel. Let's do this, bam. All the guitar stabs. Bass part. And I knew without asking she was into the blue. And a great song just as a song. She wore scarlet begonias tucked into her curls. I knew right away she was not like other girls, other girls. In the thick of the evening when the dealer got rough, she was too packed to open and too cool to plug. As I picked up my matches and was closing the door, I had one of those flashes I'd been there before, Bill Lesh's style is super interesting. I ain't nothing right, but I would never been wrong. Seldom turns out the way it does in the song. Well, It's just so much rhythmic churn. The bass part is wild.
Stopping strangers just to shake their hand. Everybody's playing in the Heart of Gold band, Heart of Gold band.
Like, he's not playing that line, right? They got the keys playing that line. You would think the bass would play that. Nah. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, this is great. Okay, so it's a great song, but also like Phil Lesh just destroys this. So Phil Lesh is a very interesting bass player. There are some bass players that are a little bit hard to copy, right? I mean, for some people, right? I didn't grow up listening to Grateful Dead. So like there's a video that I did a long time ago of me doing, I think it was Bertha. And I really wanted to nail it. And it was not easy. It wasn't easy for me to do. I know I did like a good job on it, but it took a lot of takes. Yeah, I did Bertha. Yeah, it was like a lot of takes because I was trying to really nail Phil Lesh's thing. I think that I did. Pretty sure that I did. But I'm just listening to this thinking about how I would do that same exact thing. It's like you really have to like get into the nitty gritty of how he plays and his style, like kind of rhythmically, because he's not like, I read a while ago that he like was into like out music and experimental, like lots of experimental music, right? Is that accurate? Phil Lesh was into like really out there music before he played with Grateful Dead. He was like an experimental musician. Wow, that guy's like 83, still alive. Good for him. Yeah, avant-garde classical music and free jazz. Yeah, I think that's why he plays like how he plays that whole free jazz bit, because that's what I'm getting. I'm like, yeah, you listen to like Ornette Coleman. You were listening to like the out John Coltrane stuff. That's what it sounds like to me. Bass players in rock had generally played a conventional timekeeping role within the beat of the song, right? And within the song's harmonic or chord structure. While not abandoning these aspects, Lesh took his own improvised excursions during a song or instrumental. Totally true. Yeah, and I think that it's that whole free jazz element that he brought in that allowed him to kind of see and hear the music differently, and in that way approach the bass within the song differently. And also just the fact that there was like the guitars and the keyboards, like they could cover a lot more. And the drums, just the band itself, right? He could cover a lot more. He could play differently because a lot more was already there for him, right? It's like you're playing differently if you're playing in a trio versus if you're playing a 6, 7, 8 piece band, right? You're going to play, as a bass player, you're going to play differently. You're going to play differently if you're in a trio where the drummer is playing just simply versus if the drummer is playing all the notes. You're going to play differently. At least I am. Like you have to adjust, right? If the drummer is playing all the notes, you should not be playing all the notes because all the notes are being covered. Then it's like more about how you're playing off of those notes and maybe what notes you pick, and maybe if you play a simpler style, it might create more of an impact versus if you're both just playing all the notes, that might just sound like a mess. Anyways, that's a tangent. This is really cool because of how he's playing, just rhythmically what he's doing, I think is really, really propels this song, and just so much of the syncopation, just really great stuff. That's all on top of the song being a really good song. So, okay, now we're going to check out Sublime. And Lord help them. What is Sublime going to do with this song? They're going to like make it reggae or something? We're going to check it out. Okay, so this, I should look it up. Sublime's version. Oh, this came out on 40 Ounces to Freedom. Really? Okay, so that's how much I don't. And this is like one of their classic records, right? Yeah, that's how much I don't know Sublime. I know some Sublime. I've played 40 Ounces to Freedom, Bad Fish, obviously. Do I know any other songs off of this album? Date Rape? I might know that one. If I heard it, maybe. But I've played 40 Ounces to Freedom and Bad Fish. Those are like the big ones. I've played other songs of theirs also, but off of this album, that's what I've played. All right, and this came out in 1992, Long Beach. Here we go. Scarlet Begonias. Wow, this album has 6 covers. Yeah, this is a long album. Like there's 23 songs on it. I mean, they're all pretty short, but still, like, jeez. Reminds me of what's that band that Mike Watt was in? I had one of those albums. Was it the Minutemen? Yeah, Double Nickels on the Dime. Had like a zillion songs, right? Yeah, just a zillion songs, and you're just like, there's so many goddamn. How can I even keep track of? Reminds me of that. Anyways, okay, let's check this out. Sublime, Scarlet Begonias. Is it a good cover? Is it a bad cover? Let's do this. Bam. Okay, sample.
As I was walking down Rubber Dove Square, not a chill to the window, but a nip to the air. From another direction, she was caught in my eye. It could be an illusion, but I might as well try. Might as well try. She had rings on her fingers and bells on her shoes, and I knew without asking she was into the blues. She wore scarlet begonias tucked into her curls. I knew right away she was not like other girls. Well, I ain't never been right as I ain't never been wrong, as heaven works out the way it does in this song. Hey! 'Cause once in a while you get shown in the light in the strangest of places if you look at it right. He was your summer of love, and I think the stars above because a woman took a loving over me. And just to gain her trust, I bought a microbus because I sold up all my personal property. A tight, tie-dye dress, she was a psychedelic mess. We toured through the north, south, east, and west. We sold some mushroom tea, we sold some ecstasy, we sold nitrous, opium, acid, heroin, and PCP. And now I hear the police coming after me. Yes, now I hear the police coming after me. The one Scarlet with the flowers in her hair, she's got the police coming after me. But there ain't nothing wrong with the way she moves. All scarlet begonias and a touch of the blues. And there ain't nothing wrong with the love that's in her eye. I had to learn the hard way just to let it pass by. Let it pass by. Oh, just to let it pass by.
Cool. Yeah, I like that. That was a good cover. I'm going to say that's a good cover. That was definitely Sublime. That was definitely California. I liked it. I thought that was cool, actually. At first, I was kind of like, ah. And then they went into the guitar solo, and then they went into the rap. And I'm like, okay, all right. You guys did your thing. You did your thing over it. I thought it was cool in that way. That they, clearly did their Sublime thing over this. And I think that it worked. I think that it totally worked. And it is like quintessentially California. Dig it. That's what I got. What do you guys think? I mean, it's definitely different, but they did their thing over it. They really just took the song, and it's still a good song, right? That's the great thing about it. So that's a good song. And they just did their thing. They totally did their Sublime thing over it. Whether you like that or not is a whole other thing. Again, I'm not crazy about Sublime at all, but I recognize. So it's all right. Cool. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it, actually. So what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Good cover, bad cover. Sublime, Scarlet Begonias. Obviously, I'm wild about the original. I think it's awesome, but I actually thought they did a good job. I thought it was cool. I liked the guitar solo and the rap. Just from then on, I was sold. I'm like, all right, you know what? You guys do your thing. Do your thing. All right, cool. I'll catch you in the next video.